All right, guys. Pull watch. Here we go. Biden declares a new world order is coming, triggering viral trend and journalists crying, fake news. This is fucking hysterical to me. I want to see the clip. I want to see what he's talking about. And when people say there's a new world order and someone says, actually, that's not true, I want to see them crying fake news. I want to see all of this. Again, Tim Pool is really good at saying things and never substantiating them. Don't forget it.
Recently, Joe Biden, giving a speech, said that a new world order is coming. He says that at a certain period, we created the liberal world order and that we're going to be experiencing a big change. He also goes on to say that, 60 million people died between 1900 and 1946. And of course, from Joe Biden's claim of a new world order coming, theories are abound. And of course, with every statement made by an individual about what new world order might or does mean, the fact checkers are out in force on Twitter saying it's a wild conspiracy theory and there is no new world order, which is a...
This is the dumbest thing I've seen my whole life. I don't know if you've ever seen any of the New World Order stuff, my guy. I definitely can't look at it on stream right now because you'll get so much horse shit out of it. So, just, please, I encourage you. If you have not looked into the New World Order, please do. I remember watching Alex Jones before he blew up, and the shit he was saying. Holy crap. Nonsense. Absolute hogwash. Poppycock. Boulder Dash. Alright, so the idea is that there's some mysterious group of people, probably lizards, that may or may not live underground, that have potentially shape-shifted into the wealthiest, most powerful people on the planet. And these people who already have all the power, all the money, all the wealth, all the influence, they're working together to create this new world order where these people that have all the money, power, influence, and sway in the world will then have all the power, influence, money, and sway in the world. I know, man. Sounds legit. Sounds legit. But all right, we'll let it go. We'll listen to what he has to say, okay? Because this shit always makes me laugh. I'm up for this, okay? This is gonna be a cackling stream.
Strangest thing to me. Because when Joe Biden himself says a new world order is coming, I don't immediately think of aliens and pyramids and all-seeing eyes or conspiracy theories. I think to myself, what does he mean by a new world order? And when we have a Ukrainian MP only a few weeks ago saying she was fighting...
Actually, what he means... Here, I'll show you guys this. What he actually means is... He actually means this right here. This. I don't know if you guys have seen this ever. It's the WWE. This is what they mean. When Joe Biden said there's a new world order, actually what he means is that he's going to get up on the podium every single time that he's ready to give a speech, and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's right, brother. I'm going to hit him with the elbow. I'm gonna lay Putin down. I'm gonna hit him so hard." And that's what he means by there being a new world order. He's just gonna turn into Randy. We're gonna have like Biden is gonna be Randy Savage. Man, who else was in the new world order? It's been so long since I've watched anything. I think it was just Hulk Hogan. I don't think it was ever my Slim Jim homie, Bonesaw. All right, formation. Okay, yeah. Hulk Hogan, Yeah. Sting. Oh, okay. So we have to be Hogan, of course. Biden is going to be Hogan. Okay. Because like, come on, who else? Mr. America here. And then we got who's going to be Sting. We'll say. I want to say Canada would be Sting, right? Wouldn't Canada? Doesn't Canada give you Sting vibes? All right, I've had I can't. All right, I've had enough of this. Anyway, that's what Joe Biden means when he says New World Order. Wrestling.
For a New World Order, I simply ask, in their minds, what does a New World Order mean? Not that it's a reference to any kind of conspiracy. I'm genuinely curious.
Listen, I'm just curious, okay, Mr. Bank Owner. How many people at your bank are Jewish? Not that it's like it's not a conspiracy or anything. I'm not like trying to like no, there's nothing weird about it. You know, I just want to know how many Jewish people own or work in the upper echelons of your bank. Can you tell me that, please? Not a conspiracy. Swear to God, not a conspiracy.
Curious what Joe Biden meant when he said it. Well, I think I can break down, generally speaking,
please do.
What is publicly believed to be
Get me Tim
the New
Pool.
World Order.
Beautiful.
But there is a lot of conspiracy nonsense, and I think what the media tries to do with these fact checkers is take anybody who talks about the concept that Joe Biden was speaking of, anyone who's critical of it, they'll
this
say
video is not
they're
sponsored by
actually
Pepsi.
talking about some fringe nonsense. Case in point, biolabs. As we now know, there are biological research facilities in Ukraine. I'll try and be very specific in my language. And when we were critical of the idea that there were biolabs in Ukraine, no one bats an eye. When Victoria Nuland, in testimony to the Senate, says Ukraine does have biological research facilities, and we at Timcast IRL talk about it, the Daily Beast runs this piece claiming we're pushing some weird conspiracy about...
Oh my God, he's so upset, dude. He's still fucking malding. I don't know how you can be as bald as Tim Pool is and keep fucking malding. How can you do that, man? He's reached new heights. All right, this is insane, okay? If you guys didn't catch my last stream, we went over like a thing that he was looking at on the Daily Beast where they called him like disaffected liberal and internet personality, and I think that just pissed him off so much that he had to like run train on the person that put this, because he spent like 15 minutes just dogging on this article by the Daily Beast, which is hysterical to me. He's such a man baby.
Shady U.S. bioweapons research, which we never claimed. It's almost like
here's another one. We'll look this up. I like being wrong. Please tell me I'm wrong. We'll go Tim Pool bioweapons. Okay. It seems ambiguous, and it's a 1 hour and 21 minute podcast that it was on. So I don't know if I'm willing to listen to Tim Pool for that long. I think my brain will actually disintegrate. So I'm going to take him at his word. All right. I'm taking him at his word. We'll say they got it wrong.
They're telling us what they're doing, but they want to make sure stupid people aren't paying attention. I really don't get it. Joe Biden himself came out saying there's a new world order. My question is, what does that mean?
Play the clip.
I'm not saying I know what it means. I don't know. Joe Biden said it. But then how do they come out and claim there isn't one? I'll give you the gist of it, and then we'll read what this is all about. The general idea for the New World Order among many conspiratorial-minded individuals is that there's a cabal of elite, global, international individuals who want to create a one-world authoritarian government. Well, call it
as if there isn't already one of those. Yeah, you tell me, when you go to buy a house, can you just buy it? They control where you live, not by means of some shady fucking tractor beam, but through legislation. through power, through having money, through buying real estate and charging ridiculous prices for it. Things like this are obvious. They control what you eat. They control all of these things. But it's not by like legislating something that says, you must eat this much broccoli, no more meat, dumb shit like that. What they do is they give you access to things around you that either are or are not fitting a certain image, which is whatever, I guess. That's capitalism, baby. That's how it is. If somebody wants an area to look a certain way, they can monopolize and make it that way. That's why every fucking town across America has a Walmart in it. You will buy Walmart. But, again, let's hear Tim Pool. He said, there's supposed to be this big global authoritarian government. Definitely doesn't already exist.
Conspiratorial, it may just be a sort of exaggerated or hyperbolic version of what's actually happening. There is something called the liberal world order or the liberal economic order. Created after World War II, the idea was among leading nations to create international trade systems and judicial systems, essentially, to prevent international conflict. Now, on the surface, I think it's a fantastic idea.
Hey, okay.
But you have to wonder about the corruption of our political elites. And this may be the actual, non-conspiratorial, simple explanation of the problem with...
Are you ready for this? Because this is the thing. Tim Pool has actually said a lot of very straightforward, non-problematic things. He just said, hey, who knows? Like, who knows? Maybe all they're talking about is that, like, there's a thing going on, where, like, rich people want us to not have governments that want to kill rich people or whatever. That doesn't seem too ridiculous, and I think it's a good idea, but there's a lot of corruption, I think. And instead of him being like, and maybe it's best for us to work on getting rid of that corruption by eliminating the things that incentivize corruption, he's going to say, and maybe the Democrats cause all the problems. The Democrats, Donald Trump has never done anything wrong. And it's going to be hilarious. Just watch. He'll go on a tirade, like the most unhinged shit about how Democrats are like assaulting babies in factories somewhere. He's nuts.
With the New World Order. When Joe Biden comes out and says there will be a New World Order and we have to lead it, I say this. I know not for what your vision of a New World Order is. I do know that you are a corrupt politician and you should not be in charge of any kind of world order.
Who should?
The liberal economic order, I think, is particularly interesting because, you've got the United Nations, you've got the G7, the G20, you have international agreements, all with the either express intent or the ancillary intent to prevent World War III or great global conflict. If that already exists, what is their new version of a world order going to be, and what does it mean? Well, let's take a look at the news and see exactly what Biden said, how the media has responded to it.
Yeah, please do.
It's all crackpot lies. Alex Jones has chimed in with a very simple statement. Before we get started, head over to TikTok.
I think everyone in the mainstream media at CNN and Fox News, they're all liars. Alex Jones is the only source that I want to go to get my information. What the fuck?
.com and become a member to help support.
Yeah, no, get out of here.
Theory that stipulates a secretive globalist authority.
All right. So the first thing we're doing, come on. Okay, I'm doing it over here. We are gonna find Joe Biden New World Order.
We are at an inflection point, I believe, in the world economy.
I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. I'm not quite a professional streamer yet. I don't make any money off of it. So, give me a little bit of slack.
I believe in the world economy, not just the world economy, in the world. It occurs every 3 or 4 generations. As one of the top military people said to me in a secure meeting the other day, 60 million people died between 1900 and 1946. And since then, we established a liberal world order, and that hadn't happened in a long while. A lot of people dying, but nowhere near the chaos. And now is the time when things are shifting. There's going to be a new world order out there, and we've got to lead it. We've got to unite the rest of the free world in doing it.
All right. So, Tim Pool. Remember, last time we were here, on the last episode of Neil Eats His Own Fucking Brains, Tim Pool said we were going to get a lesson in media literacy from him. All right. So listen to this again.
The world occurs every 3 or 4 generations. As one of the top military people said to me in a secure meeting the other day, 60 million people died between 1900 and 1946.
Now, I don't know. I don't know about you guys, but was there something special about, like, 1946? Something, I don't know. Let's look up events in 1946. What happened in 1946? Let's look at this. Oof. Okay. Oh, this is all chronological. You know what happened? That was the end of World War II. We were done in 1945. 1946 was the whole wrap up. I figured there would have been like a big gag reel on that, but egg on my face. But that's what happened. Okay, so what he's saying is that we had, from 1946, from the end of our last World War, we introduced the world to a new generation of politics. That's it, okay? Now, we are again on the precipice of something like a world war with all this nonsense in Ukraine, with Russia, right? So, what he's saying is that the new generation of the world is going to be living through a crisis that might be similar to World War II. That doesn't seem ridiculous to me. And this new global interaction has to be led by people who are responsible. Now, whether you think the U.S. is responsible or not, look at Tim Pool for that answer. But for real, like, this is so straightforward. Joe Biden wants us to, like, take a step forward in the right direction and make sure that the generations that are to come are going to be well taken care of. We potentially are going to have another war, millions of people potentially dying over the course of it, a whole new economic boom and bust. Maybe these countries that might get something out of it or might have to partake in a world war, countries that are, vassal states of these larger countries, maybe they need someone to help take care of them. Now, I'm sure, again, we watched a minute of a big interview, I'm sure, so there's probably even more context. But just looking at that minute clip, it's not like Joe Biden was like, we're introducing the new world order. Ha 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 ha. So anything other than that is ridiculous.
Is seeking to control the world under a totalitarian regime and of a new world order. Channel. Share the show with your friends. Let's talk about Joe Biden's New World Order.
Let's talk about Joe Biden's New World Order.
Claims about the existence and implementation of a new world order have spread online after President Joe Biden used the phrase in a speech. While the phrase New World Order is generally used to denote a significant geopolitical change, it can also designate a conspiracy theory that stipulates a secretive globalist authority is seeking to control the world under a totalitarian regime and strip sovereign countries and citizens of their freedom. It seems to me that both of those are very extreme interpretations of it.
While the phrase New World Order is generally used to denote a significant geopolitical change, it can also designate a conspiracy theory that stipulates a secretive globalist authority is seeking to control the world under a totalitarian regime and strip sovereign countries and its citizens of their freedom. Now, please tell me how saying that New World Order refers to a significant geopolitical change is extreme. I want to hear it, Tim. I'm hooked. I'm ready to go.
New World Order is just a passive phrase that literally means new world and order. We don't know exactly what it is. And then you have a dominant authoritarian global regime seeks to strip you of your rights.
See, this is what I mean. All right, this is what I mean about people like Tim Pool. Tim Pool has the dumbest brain on the fucking planet, okay? If you look for a dumber brain, there isn't one, okay? There isn't a dumber brain. I don't even think Donald Trump is this dumb, okay? What he's doing, unironically here, is the, enlightened centrist. The enlightened centrist meme, okay? So, let's pick something like whether or not we should murder children, okay? I know it's horrible, but I'm saying no, I don't think it's okay for us to murder children. And someone else is saying we should murder all the children. We should murder every child that has ever been born. We should murder them if they are children. Only once they turn 18, if they can live that long, are they allowed to live. Every other child needs to die. Tim Pool would come in and be like, well, hey, why don't we just, kill all the ones that are 7? How's that sound? Is that better? Does that work? Because he's playing the enlightened centrist. That's the center position of those two. Something that is unambiguously correct and right, not murdering children, and something that is unambiguously wrong, murdering children. Tim Pool will find a way to get between them and make a compromise so that the thing that is unambiguously a good thing is no longer seen as a good thing, but a left-wing conspiracy or horseshit from the left. More woke culture. Just anytime we watch Tim Pool, recognize that all he knows how to do is bitch about the left and play the enlightened centrist card. It's it. He will not attack the right wing. He won't do it. He can't do it. If there were people that showed up to his house from the Republican Party and assaulted his family, burned his house down, and cut his facial hair off so he was in his eyebrows, so he was totally bald, right? Burned them off so they'll never grow back. He would have nothing bad to say about them. He would think they were American heroes for showing up to his house. He is incapable of basic reasoning.
Hold on, slow down there a minute. Isn't there a happy medium? That there are powerful international elites who are aligned with this cultural idea of a one-world government or authority? I think that's fairly obvious. Nobody wants World War III. I think it's fairly obvious that there's the Bilderberg meeting, the G7 summit, G20, the World Economic Forum, the United Nations. Yes, there are many international elites who meet regularly, and much of these meetings are for the express intent of some kind of global order. Be it intentionally targeting one world government, I don't necessarily think so, but a lot of these meetings are just adding grains of sand to the heap to create international ties.
So this is the thing. I want you to notice the way I talk. Whenever I'm speaking about things that are potentially ambiguous, I'm going to put it out there what I think. I think that's ridiculous. I think that's stupid. No way. That sounds outlandish. If I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong, but that sounds dumb. Tim Pool knows that he has an audience that's made up 40% of people that unironically think that Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden are both lizard people that dwell in the hollow flat earth, okay? This is his audience. So if he's out here making fun of them and making it to where they have been excised from his community, that's a huge portion of his income gone. And you can't really build a skate park under your house on pennies.
Prevent war. The question is, what world this new world order be like, whether intentional or otherwise? I don't think we need to assume intent of, many people like Joe Biden. I think Joe Biden's a self-interested, corrupt individual. But I believe at the highest level, with people like the Clintons and
again, that's the reason I'm gonna let you. He'll say George Soros because he hates Jewish people. But here's the thing. Joe Biden is, yeah, a little corrupt. Okay, Joe Biden is a former segregationist. Joe Biden has done a lot of bad things. But you know who else has done a lot of bad things? The entire fucking GOP. The whole thing. Everyone in there is a fucking degenerate. Every current GOP senator or representative, you can find something wrong with them. Usually it's kid diddling. Usually, you know, you have, what was his name? Roy Moore, for example. Usually that's what it is. And lots and lots of accepting bribes from oil billionaires. But the thing is, when you're on the left, you need to see this corruption no matter what it is. Is Hillary Clinton corrupt? Yes. Is Joe Biden corrupt? Yes. Is Donald Trump corrupt? Yes. Is Mike Pence corrupt? Yes. Is Mitch McConnell a turtle disguising himself as a testicle pretending to be a human? Yes. Tim Pool can't do that. He can only look one way. He's like a dog. He can't look up.
I don't think we need to assume intent of, you know, many people like Joe Biden. I think Joe Biden's a self-interested.
About to say George Soros.
But I believe at the highest level, with people like the Clintons and Joe Biden and George H.W. Bush, who have all said in the past,
he said George H. Okay, I'm impressed. I thought that George was going to be Soros.
Better men. And I mean that.
Forgive me, Tim. I'm sorry.
Referencing the founding fathers and their ideas towards the Senate. There genuinely are people who think they're smarter and better than you. Truth be told, there are people who are smarter and better than you and me. The problem is, why should we believe it's them? Merit. You should be able to prove yourself as a true leader through merit, not corruption and manipulation. And therein lies the problem. Me personally, I'd love it if there were international trade agreements and treaties that prevented war. I think most people think war is bad. We can mind our own business as a sovereign nation, grow and develop, and, you know, litigate and mitigate our conflicts with other countries in world courts and things like that. This would mean the people who are leading that charge need to have earned that right and that privilege to be, and that duty, responsibility to be in these positions. It shouldn't be people like Joe Biden who, in my opinion, just lie, cheat, and steal. Newsweek says several conservatives and conspiracy.
I want you to recognize, if you asked him, he won't answer because no one's asked him. Do you think Donald Trump would be a good representative if we had some sort of world senate that decided the legislation for the planet? He would say yes. I think that man is absolutely the least corrupt politician in all of human history. He's excellent. Again, just recognize Joe Biden corrupt? Sure. Donald Trump corrupt? Sure. If you can't accept it from both sides, don't say it at all.
Conspiracy theorists, including followers of the radical QAnon, oh, here we go, quickly jumped on Biden.
QAnon? That means they're going to make fun of me.
Using the words while speaking at Business Roundtable's CEO quarterly meeting in D.C. on Monday. During the speech, Biden described how there is significant opportunities to make some real changes with regards to how the world reacts to Russia's invasion of Ukraine, adding that it was currently at an inflection point that occurs every few generations.
Yeah. He's talking about this being such a huge upset in global politics. Like,
let me just play the video for you and
hey, there we go.
Get sound out of this.
Inflection point, I believe, in the world economy. Not just the world economy, in the world. It occurs every day, but nowhere near the chaos. And not,
you know, some people might take.
We've got to lead it. We've got to unite the rest of the free world in doing it.
A liberal world order. 60 million people died. You know, some people might take that to mean that there was a purge or people were killed or whatever. I think what he's saying, and if I'm being, you know, generous, between World War I and World War II, there was a lot of death. And that's why we established the liberal world order.
You know, I think it's likely that he's talking about how lots of people were intentionally murdered by the elites so that they would have to shut up because they're silencing the voices of people that disagree with them. I think that's probably true, but I'll be generous and say what he was referring to when he specifically mentioned 1946, the end of World War II, was World War II. I'll be generous. Good job, Tim. I love you.
As they call it. Well, now they want to expand it. Here's the issue. Right now, Russia is saying, no, you can't put your rules over us.
That is what they're saying.
Whether you agree with them or not, they're talking about world domination. Maybe that's a hyperbolic way of explaining it, but they're talking about there's a subset of people, in powerful positions who think there's a right way for things to go. They want the world to be in this, it's the old liberal world order and their new world order, whatever it means. Does that mean that there's going to be a totalitarian regime spying on you at every moment? Spying on all of your communications? Yes. I know it sounds crazy, right? But we know from the Snowden leaks, the NSA, they already do spy on everybody, or at least they have the capability to, and they can spy on you whenever they deem it necessary.
That's in every country, bud. You can't get away from it. There's no fixing it. We're fucked. Oopsie doopsie.
So, are there fears about a globalist elite? Here's my issue with that conspiracy theory.
Yeah,
it sort of implies there's like a handful of people specifically driving towards this. I don't think that's necessarily correct. Like, there's no small group of people who are conspiring to make it happen. The problem is, I think there is a group of powerful elites of industry and politics who just agree with the idea, so their actions push in this direction. There's got to be some kind of razor to this. Never attribute to a conspiracy that which can be explained by cultural forces. That it, or maybe a better idea is there's a standalone complex. In a conspiracy, a group of people act in concert towards some kind of means that's typically illicit or criminal. In a standalone complex, you'll notice a lot of people acting towards a similar goal, but they're doing it all independently. So that's my issue here.
But
I don't think Joe Biden.
Sometimes they still work together through things like trade agreements and whatnot. If you want to look at what an actual conspiracy would be, I want you to go check out the Phoebus Cartel. There's a group of powerful capitalists, powerful people that own lots of businesses, that tried to ensure that light bulbs never reached a certain level of efficiency. I think it was like 8,000 hours. I don't remember. I forget what the hours were, but there was some ridiculous amount where in the 1930s, we had light bulbs that you would essentially have to have 3 or 4 light bulbs your entire life to power a room. And the Phoebus Cartel worked together to stop that so that they could continue making money off the manufacture of it. That's pretty shitty. That is a conspiracy. People working together through trade deals and agreements to cause stability throughout the world is not a conspiracy. Even if they're working together, if they're just doing trade deals and signing treaties and saying we're not going to kill each other and then trading resources, that's not a conspiracy. That's just economics, right? It's not a conspiracy that I want to live and that Tim Pool want to live just because we live in the same country and buy products that are roughly similar, right? Like, there's no conspiracy to keep me and Tim alive just because we buy food from roughly the same sources. You know what I mean? That's really stupid.
Is in any way capable of leading any kind of new world order. I think in his mind, in the mind...
Better example. If my wife and I were to buy a house, we're not conspiring to buy a house. We're just working together and buying a house. Does that make sense? Yeah? Okay. All right, we're good.
Of his circle and the political establishment, there is a net benefit to having control through international trade ties, and I've personally met people who work on this who are not part of any kind of cabal. I know young people who go to Davos. They go to the peripheral events outside of the World Economic Forum to be involved in this global expansion. They're not part of any conspiracy. They're not receiving any money from secret members of any conspiratorial group or wealthy family. They're just young people, typically in this community, and this is what they're striving for. That's the issue I take with the idea of a tight-knit conspiracy. I view it more as powerful, internationally minded people want to pull everyone under a certain economic system. That's what they're doing. Here we go from...
Note that the economic system that they're pulling everyone under is the same system he wants. That's what Timmy Boy here wants. Capitalism. Now, I'm just going to put it out there. If America was working with other countries so that they could produce like a socialist country, New World Order, Temple would have something a lot different to say about it. I bet Homeboy would have a lot of nasty things to say about it.
From the Daily Mail, here's what they say. Conspiracy theorists jump on Biden saying there's a new world order. Now look, I don't normally think, it's necessarily something we need to...
Hey! That's what I'm talking about, baby! Somebody else hit it! Somebody else hit it! I don't know who this person is. Grant Tuttle, you are hysterical, all right? Even if you're a dipshit that actually enjoys Tim Pool's work, okay? You're fucking hysterical, okay? All right? This man is funny, or woman, I guess, but Grant is usually a male name, so I'm using male pronouns. So, you, good sir, are funny, okay? Thank you.
Go on and on about, but some days are just funny. That's what I tweeted. Because here's what's trending. It had 160,000 tweets. New World Order. The Twitter editorial says, unfounded claims about the New World Order conspiracy theory are discussed after President Joe Biden used the phrase as he spoke about the United States' response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine during an address at Business Roundtable's CEO quarterly meeting. Why would they frame it that way? Unfounded claims. Why wouldn't they just say people discuss New World Order conspiracy theory? Why wouldn't they just say Joe Biden said a new world order is coming? Many people question what it means. Some people push
I'm just gonna say, okay, if you were to take every tweet that was tweeted with the hashtag New World Order, at least 80% of them are lizard people talk. Unfounded claims saying that the Democrats eat babies and use their blood to stay young because their reptilian bodies require some sort of chemical combination found only in small children. That's unfounded. That's an unfounded claim. Like, that's why they said it. Unfounded claims about the New World Order conspiracy theory are discussed after President Joe Biden used the phrase he spoke about. Like, that seems really agreeable to me.
Conspiracies. That's probably a fair way to put it. Well, Alex Jones came out.
Let's hear it.
In a video. Let me see. Do they have it right here? He said, F you. I've got plenty of words for you, but at the end of the day, F you and your New World Order and F the horse you rode in on and all your ish. Well, that's Alex Jones.
He's afraid to say shit because he doesn't want to get demonetized.
I'm pretty sure he was talking about something else. They say the phrase New World Order has been used in the past to denote a major shift in the organization of world powers, such as after a global conflict. It was famously invoked by former President George H.W. Bush during the Persian Gulf crisis in 1990. Quote, out of these troubled times, our fifth objective, a new world order, can emerge. A new era, freer from the threat of terror, stronger in the pursuit of justice, and more secure in the quest for peace, the late leader said in September of that year.
That was said before they ramped up the war on terror. Oof.
But it's more frequently used in extremist circles to describe a conspiracy theory dealing with the vast global network of shadowy operators and elites working to install a worldwide socialist government to rule the masses. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the more hyperbolic view on this, the more extreme view, and I'll tell you why.
Good.
We don't have evidence for it.
You already did.
We do have evidence that there are powerful political elites who have used the phrase and want to move in a direction. Quite literally, George H.W. Bush did say, we want a new era, a new world order, freer from the threat of terror, stronger in the pursuit of justice.
All he's doing right now is playing apologist for these people, and it's adorable. The invasion of a foreign
country was at the behest of a man who said he wanted a new world order. I think it's fair to point out the phrase "new world order" can.
He is milking this for all he is worth, isn't he?
Mean different things. It doesn't necessarily have to mean one specific conspiracy, and that's another reason I take issue with the 100 out of 100 from NewsGuard. So when they tell you what the liberal world order is, that's exactly right, isn't it? Now, of course, they have their bias, and you might not like them. I'm saying This is mainstream, credible authority on what the liberal economic order is, right? So certainly I'm not talking about conspiracies. I'm talking about fact. The Council on Foreign Relations receives a 100 out of 100 from NewsGuard. So when they tell you what the liberal world leaders created a series of international organizations and agreements to promote global cooperation on issues, including security, trade, health, and monetary policy. The U.S. has championed this system, known as the liberal world order, for the past 75 years. During this time, the world has enjoyed unprecedented peace and prosperity. I gotta be honest, after World War II, we had a whole lot of wars, the Cold War, proxy wars, so I'm not entirely sure I agree with their assessment. I will say in the past 30 or so years, at least
the Cold War wasn't a war. Tim, nobody put boots in the ground in the Cold War. What? This man needs some help.
At least in the U.S., we have known tremendous prosperity. I wouldn't say peace. They say, but these institutions are far from perfect, and today they are struggling to address new sources of disorder, such as climate change and a deadly pandemic. What's more, democracy is on the decline around the world. Authoritarianism is on the rise, and countries like China are deliberately chipping away at the liberal world order, creating parallel institutions of their own. Faced with
this is so fucking funny to me, because it means in order for you to be a new world orderist, one of these lizard people fucking controlling Democrats, like lizard Democrats controlling the universe, right? You also have to be pro-China. Yeah, let's see fucking QAnoners be fucking pro-China. Oh man. Whew. That's hysterical.
These challenges. Will the liberal world order survive? If a new system emerges, what will that mean for freedom, peace, and prosperity worldwide? In this module, we will outline the authority and limitations of the UN Security Council in ensuring global peace, explore the challenges of holding governments accountable for violating international law, evaluate the success of the World Bank, and the International Monetary Fund at every level. We've certainly seen bad information coming out of the World Health Organization. Not all of it. And therein lies the big problem. I love the idea of a liberal world order and a new world order in this context. It sounds noble. The liberal world order is facing a challenge from China. We need something new to ensure that countries are abiding by the law. Sounds good to me. The only problem is, these are people who believe the ends justify the means. And in order to attain whatever kind of international agreements they're looking for, they do nasty things. Now, of course, I find this fascinating.
They do nasty things like drink the blood of young children for the adrenochrome so they can stay young long enough to institute the legislation of their new world order. Mark my words, it's true. That is a fact. That is a fact. Okay? Babies produce adrenochrome. If you drink it, you are young forever. You will be young for the rest of eternity. You will actually revert. If you look like Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi, you know, like floppy skin sacks, and you drink the adrenochrome, which apparently they all have, you will look like me. In fact, like not like me, like young or whatever, you will look exactly like me. There are walking clones of me everywhere. That's not Joe Biden. Joe Biden is me. I'm Joe Biden. I didn't think you guys would ever notice, so I had to tell you, I am Joe Biden. The adrenochrome turned me in to this. See this? There's thousands of us. You're not ready. I'm Joe Biden. I'm sorry. It's just the issue I have with Tim Pool here is that Tim Pool is saying a bunch of stuff about how like the New World Order may be reasonable, may not be reasonable. It might be a thing that's just whatever, but it also might be like, you know, the worst thing that happened with babies being eaten. All he's doing here is giving credence to the side he keeps trying to pretend like he doesn't like. If you listen, he keeps absolutely dogging on the idea of us moving forward as the world to kind of create like a new system where maybe we can get rid of something like NATO or whatever. Maybe we can get rid of China's social currency. maybe we can move forward as a world, as a planet instead. And instead of taking it to mean that, he says, well, it could mean that, but it could also mean the adrenochrome thing. But really, it's pretty stupid if it means that first thing, isn't it? Aren't, like, politicians really corrupt? Wouldn't it be stupid if the first thing was real? I mean, the other things, like, whatever, I guess, like the adrenochrome lizards or whatever. But, like, wouldn't it be really stupid if, like, we all work together to, like, do something good? I mean, it sounds noble, but, like, if Democrats are doing it. Tim Pool does not have active cognition, okay? This man has not reached object permanence yet. Someone else is moving everything. He doesn't know what the words are when he looks away from them. He forgets the computer screen exists, okay?
The idea that there is a conspiracy of global elites working towards some kind of global authoritarianism is basically based on your perception of whether or not Joe Biden and his ilk are good people.
See what I mean? See what I mean?
We have the Council on Foreign Relations outright stating that world leaders created a series of international organizations and agreements and to promote global cooperation on issues including trade, security, health, and monetary policy, with the U.S. championing its system. How does that differ from the conspiracy theory? I mean, perhaps the conspiracy theory can get a bit crazy, depending on which one you're referring to, but this is the game they play. There is no one unified conspiracy theory around a new world order.
See what he does?
Probably believe in lizards or something. Sure. Weird.
See?
Probably not a lot of people.
Oh my god, he did exactly what I just said. He did exactly what I just said. That wasn't it. Like, it was almost the word for word. It was almost word for word. Sure, yeah, lizard people, sure, whatever. But really, the real... I can't believe it, dude. He almost said it word for word. Oh, fuck, dude.
Most people, like Alex Jones,
like I told you, I'm Joe Biden.
Powerful global elites are doing quite literally what the CFR says, and we don't like it. Now, if you question what they say and say it's corrupt, then they'll say, oh, you're talking about the conspiracy theory. If the only difference between the truth, according to the Council on Foreign Relations, and the conspiracy theory is that you think these are good people or they're bad people, then it's not a conspiracy theory, is it? But they're saying conspiracy theory to discredit it. Now, I do find...
Now, this is the thing, is that huge swaths of the population... Here, check this out. How many Republicans... Man. You guys tune into me? Are you kidding me? Huh. A quarter of Republicans believe in QAnon. How many registered Republicans? Come on, let's go. We're at a third of registered voters. Okay, so that's about 100 million people. 25 million fucking people believe in QAnon. 25 million people believe in QAnon in this country alone. The state I live in is only 1.1 million people. My whole state and more. Right? 25 West Virginias believe in QAnon. You know, I don't know. It's like this thing. Like, maybe they make fun of lizards or something, but you know. Joe Biden. He's the corrupt one. Trust me, I would know.
I find fascinating how often this phrase has been used. Logically.ai, fact checks. I love this because it's a fact check.
Yeah, let's go. Let's hear a fact check before... I'm about ready to cut this shit because this is obnoxious.
Fact check with Logically. An offhand comment by a Ukrainian MP has been taken out of context by conspiracy theorists.
Let's hear it.
Has it now? Well, let's see how they describe it. They say a Fox News interview with the Ukrainian MP Kira Rudik is being misleadingly taken out of context by online conspiracy theorists. In the interview, Rudik makes an offhand comment about defending Ukraine in which he said, "We not only fight for Ukraine, we fight for this new world order for the democratic countries." This is being misleadingly taken as an accidental confirmation of the New World Order or Great Reset conspiracy theory. The Great Reset conspiracy theory asserts the number of global organizations, politicians, and business leaders are conspiring to create an authoritarian one-world government by divesting people of autonomy and opportunities to own property. It's so weird.
Now this is the thing. Tim Pool's gonna have something silly and stupid and nasty to say about this for literally no reason. If you just go through this and read, okay? A Fox News interview, Ukrainian, right? All of that stuff. We are not fighting only for Ukraine. We fight for this new world order for the democratic countries. This is being misleadingly taken as an accidental confirmation of the new world order or Great Reset conspiracy theory. So that means someone somewhere is taking it as evidence. They're saying there is a new world order. There is a Great Reset. We are all going to be stripped of our freedom and agency. All they do is explain it. The Great Reset conspiracy asserts that a number of global organizations, politicians, business leaders are conspiring to create an authoritarian one-world government by divesting people of autonomy and opportunities to own property. They said that it is being misleadingly taken as confirmation of a conspiracy theory, described the conspiracy theory. Now, with nothing more than like the most reasonable thing that you could say in relation to this, Tim Pool's going to say something stupid. I love it. I love it.
The Great Reset conspiracy theory asserts the number of global organizations, politicians, and business leaders are conspiring to create an authoritarian one-world government by divesting people of autonomy and opportunities to own property. It's so weird that the World Economic Forum, a forum of powerful global elites, quite literally published a video saying you will own nothing and you will be happy. And then they say there's a conspiracy theory. Okay, I don't know what that means because we're talking about...
Wait. Okay, I'm looking this up. You will own nothing and be happy. All right, let's see. Okay. All right, let's get this. Yeah, the East India Company. Sure, this is bad stuff. The Great Reset. Okay, let's look. Come on. The WEF, the World Economic, in January 2021, the hyper-elitist World Economic Forum, hosted by Prince Charles and sponsored by glowing anti-democratic monopolists including BlackRock and JP Morgan. The theme was the Great Reset, a proposal to rebuild the economy sustainably in the wake of COVID-19. Right. Another example of wealthy, powerful elites using it. Okay, The WEF, and in the WEF video, 8 predictions of the world in 2020, the very first prediction is you will own nothing and you'll be happy. By 2030, all products will become services. I don't own anything. I don't own a car. I don't own a house. I don't own any appliances or any clothes. Shopping is a distant memory in the city of 2030, whose inhabitants have cracked clean energy and borrow what they need on demand. It sounds utopian until she mentions that her every move is tracked, and outside the city we live in swaths of discontents, an ultimate depiction of society split in two. What the fuck? This is a prediction. Oh, this isn't them saying they're gonna do it. What? All right. Now we have to watch this stupid fucking video. Fucking Tim fucking Pool. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy. Okay. Whatever you want, you'll rent. And it'll be delivered by drone. 2. The US won't be the world's leading superpower. A handful of countries will dominate. 3. You won't die waiting for an organ donor. You won't transplant organs. We will print new ones instead. We will eat much less meat. An occasional treat, not a staple, for the good of the environment and our health. 1 billion people will be displaced by climate change. See, all of these are not things them saying they want. All they're saying is this is a prediction. Video posted in 2017 by the World Economic Forum and several social media platforms. It contains 8 projections for the future. It can be seen as a short introduction for the WEF Global Agenda program, The Great Reset. So this is some conspiracy shit this is what I mean, right? These are all ideas that somebody had thinking about something. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy is a prediction. It's a... God, Tim, my brain hurts dealing with this. How?
Things people have publicly stated. I don't know what they believe, nor do I believe any of them are necessarily telling the truth. But what do you think they meant when they said you would own nothing and you will be happy? I mean, honestly, maybe everyone's taking it out of context. Give me an answer. They want to say, it is particularly focused on Klaus Schwab, the founder and executive chairman of the World Economic Forum. Schwab published a book in 2020 titled COVID-19, The Great Reset, from which the conspiracy theory movement derives its name. They launched a website, the World Economic Forum.org, forum.org, talking about the Great Reset. They're very much in line with woke politics, and they're saying this stuff outright. The question I have with all of this, it seems to be there is
Let's hear it.
Obviously an element of truth to the goals of a new world order.
Get to it. Let's get the question.
Not any kind of specific goals.
Let's get the question. Come on, Tim.
You know, when the Council on Foreign Relations publicly says, like, you know, we need something new to combat China and these issues, they have a liberal world order, as they call it, and they want a new world order. What would it be? Not liberal? A woke world order? I don't know. I don't know what they want, but they're certainly working towards something like
I don't know what they want. Is it woke? Are you allowed to have sex with someone that's a different race than you? Can you marry people that are not your race? Oh, fuck, Tim Pool, you're a dipshit. All right, I think he lost the plot. Okay, this is I think he just lost the plot because it sounds like he forgot he was going to start by asking a question.
Like that, whatever it might mean. Yet, in this article, when a member of parliament in Ukraine says they're fighting for a new world order, instead of saying, what do you mean by new world order? They simply say, she must mean Great Reset, and the Great Reset is crazy, therefore it's not true. There is no evidence this conspiracy theory is true. It is a common rhetorical tactic in conspiracy circles to take phrases, symbols, or numbers out of context and use them to imply that secret messages are hiding in plain sight. Well, what is this? What does that have to do with anything? There's no secret messages. The weirdest thing is I'm sitting here and Victoria...
I just want to read the rest of this.
Newland, the Undersecretary of State, is speaking before the Senate, and she says, there are bio research labs in Ukraine, and we're concerned Russia might get them. This conspiracy theory. Because this fact check, I'm not saying this logic, they're like, that's a conspiracy theory. I'm like, what? All I'm doing is telling you what the lady said before Congress. Something doesn't add up, does it? It's things like this that help generate the worst elements of this conspiracy theory. Because this fact check, I'm not saying this...
Hey, victim blaming. Hey, victim blaming. We hit the trio. If y'all got a Tim Pool bingo card out there, we just hit it. We just hit it, boys. That's the wild card.
Logically is like any kind of good organization. I don't know who they are. But when you see this kind of tactic used by these fact checkers, instead of saying we don't know what she meant by New World Order, she does reference democratic countries, so she may be speaking about a similar concept to what we've heard in the past. The rest is speculation.
We like democracy? Like, is that what you mean?
That they're like, well, she may be referring to the Great Reset. And the Great Reset, no. She never said Great Reset. I don't know why you're bringing that up. The Great Reset, in my opinion, is just like powerful interest thing. They say when Rudick's comments on Fox
okay, all right.
Context, it's clear that she is referring to a broader struggle for democracy against authoritarianism. I disagree, because she's saying a new world order. And what the CFR and other countries are saying...
Ukraine didn't get to be part of the old one. They were part of the Soviet bloc. Of course it's fucking new to them, Tim. God damn it.
Or other institutions is that we're slipping into authoritarianism. If authoritarianism is growing, it is not new to create more democracy. It would be new to create something not democracy to either be a part of or combat the authoritarianism. So I don't know what she meant. But apparently,
What? He didn't finish reading it. I gave him credit. I thought he was going to finish the whole thing. He just switches. Okay. All right. That means we have to finish it. All right. When Rudick's comments on Fox News are put into context, it is clear that she is referring to a broader struggle for democracy against authoritarianism. They then clearly provide a quote right? Remember how they just said, when put in context, then they give the context. Tim Pool didn't fucking read it. He didn't fucking read it. He just said, I fucking doubt it, and then left. This is what I mean, dude. He postures as some intelligent, actual good guy that's just looking to get the journalism done so that everybody gets the truth, but he's too fucking stupid to do it. He can't do it. It's impossible. His brain is incapable of computing that fast. All right. The host says, I think the world is surprised by the will of the Ukrainian people to stand up and fight. Are you? Rudik replies that she is not surprised because Ukrainians have been fighting Putin in eastern Ukraine for the past 8 years, and they're not only fighting for their own freedom, but for the new world order and for democratic countries. The context makes clear that she's referring to the democratic order of countries in Europe, and that the world as contrasted to what she understands as Putin's authoritarianism. We have therefore marked the claim as misleading. Not even false, just misleading. An offhand comment by this person has been taken out of context by conspiracy theories. That's it. That's it. This article triggered Tim Pool so bad, he had to make like a whole video like talking about this and then refused to read the article. I just want you to let that set in. Tim Pool got upset by the existence of an article he didn't read. This is the most watched political YouTuber. The most watched political YouTuber. Just think about that. This man gets more views than anyone else. I think my brain is broken. Too much Tim Pool.